Good morning and welcome to Breathing for Life. This morning I am joined by Renaud, and I'm probably going to get your second name wrong. So how do you pronounce it?
Cmela.
Cmela. Okay.
Yeah.
And you were with us last week on episode 4, and you gave us an introduction to yourself and your background and how you got into the Wim Hof method. Could you give us a brief recap of your story this morning?
Sure. So I was always a fairly, I would say, anxious kid and prone to panic attacks as well. And growing up, it's always been the same pretty much. Rough patch in my life, losing a lot of people sadly around me and coping with disease and not me directly, but family. And became quite dependent on prescription drugs, overusing it, playing a bit too much with that, and I have to say mixing a bit with a few beers, sadly, a few too many. Not that it's anything wrong, but then yeah, and I decided one day to stop taking all those drugs, and I decided basically to start dealing with it. But I was getting sick. I mean, I also work in a company with a lot of deadlines, meetings, people, always asking for stuff and waiting for Friday at 2 in the afternoon just to ask for a deadline for the same day or something like that for presentation or whatever. And so I was close to burnout and I was getting sick all the time, taking a lot of antibiotics, for example. And I decided to find on YouTube the second best way after Google or Quant or whatever search on the internet to find some natural way to get over. I mean, not to be sick all the time. And I bumped into a video on Wim Hof, and it was called How to Never Get Sick Again. That really struck me, and I loved it. And because I do quite a bit of sport as well, in general, I just thought, wow, that's brilliant. And for recovery and for performance and everything. And I got really interested in breath work in general. And so it was basically 4 years ago, I would say a bit more than 4 years ago. And I got to match how I managed to deal with that anxiety without the tablets. And that actually I was doing something kind of right, but now it all made sense and was coming together. So that's basically how I got into it. And then breath work in general now.
Wow. And did you go to any specific place to do it, or was this all done online?
Yeah, for breath work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I went to Wim Hof's house for his training center. No, so I started with I studied mostly everything online at first for my own knowledge, but then I followed the course, the 10-week course online, the Wim Hof method, and then we went to his place for the advanced course, and then there's a mastery level that takes place in Poland. So
you're very, very well educated around this.
I hope so. But still learning. I keep reading every day and new books and new audiobooks, and I mean and one book that really I talk about that very often. Actually, it's that James Nestor book, Breath, that is absolutely brilliant. That I got last year, and really good. So
amazing. And so in terms of like the anxiety and panic attacks you suffer from it, has that really just helped shape your life that you don't get them anymore, or is it that when you do get them, you know how to cope?
It's a good question. I would say I still get nervous. Panic attacks, I think I know how to realize it as it's coming, so I can switch it very quickly. Same for anxiety. I mean, I get nerves, but now, and I get nervous, but now although I don't like it, I love it. I learn to love it. It's a bit like in the Wim Hof method, cold showers, cold water. People don't really like that, but you learn to appreciate it, to enjoy it, and to be part of it. And so when I get a bit nervous, now what can I learn from it? So as I know I'm feeling anxious, for example, I'm just thinking, okay, this is happening, breathe, and I learn to breathe. And then, okay, what can I learn from it? And how can I use those nerves as well for me?
So you use those nerves to fuel whatever it is you need to do. So it gives you more of a sense of control of what's happening. Whereas when you
Correct.
panic attack, you have that complete sense of no control over anything. Whereas now it's you
Exactly.
taking control of the attack and the anxiety.
Yeah, exactly. Because exactly, sorry. Because yeah, anxiety, a lot of people think it's actually your thoughts that lead that, when it's actually your nervous system. It's an emotion. Anxiety is an emotion. So you it's dealing with those emotions. And that's a bit of what I'll be doing in the breathing session, and learning to listen to what's inside as well. And being in control. That's the thing, being in control. And when you're in panic, you feel like you're losing everything. You lose that, or anxious, you have that tightness in your chest. You can't breathe properly. You're more rigid sometimes, or you feel weak. Your legs are weak, for example. You want to vomit, for example. You're feeling sick, and it's just like learning to refocus and deal with it. And what am I learning from? I'm basically thinking about learning from it as it's happening. So yesterday I also had, for example, a fairly serious, important meeting, and I started feeling a little bit nervous. And I knew, first of all, I just thought, anyway, nothing can happen. Anyway, you're online. It's like right now, you're online. Nobody can do anything. Like, the thing I fear the most might be my dog jumping in on the meeting. And then what's the worst case that could happen? He would appear online and bite me, probably. He's still a puppy, that's why. But yeah, it's just, I just started breathing, and why am I feeling like this? What's happening? How am I feeling? Where am I feeling it? And to be in that situation, I know how to cope with that. I've been in that situation before, and everything went well. And just then I started to refocus, and I was breathing, and then I started being focused more on my meeting and forgot about, hey, there was no need to be anxious. Everything went well.
Amazing.
So
So morning, you're going to bring us through. Is it 3 exercises you're going to do with us this morning?
yeah, three short, I mean, two shorter exercises and one a bit longer. One more focused on anxiety attacks, and there's not that much, but we'll see a bit of breathing. We'll try and practice and recreate a kind of feeling that we can have. So if people feel like trying it, they can, but nobody's forced, or nobody needs to do it. I will do it online, but if people want to try, it's completely safe. It will be close to a Wim Hof method type of breathing, the feeling that you'll have. Then it will be a bit of focus on interoception, which is to keep it very basic and simple, kind of your gut feeling. I was listening to my gut feeling, what I have inside. Oh, it's what you feel inside. And we'll do a bit of breathing on and trying to focus on the heartbeat for today. And at the end, the third exercise will be a quick exercise on how to increase the CO2 tolerance, basically, because when we wear masks, a lot of people can feel a bit anxious about wearing masks. I'm not for and against, we have to wear them, so that's the situation. So it's actually a Boteco exercise there, and it's very quick. Everybody can do it. If people don't feel comfortable, what they need to think is they are in control no matter what happens. Same for Wim Hof method, same for every breathing exercise, and pretty much everything that we do in life, we are in control, and that's the beauty of it. So 3 exercises, and we'll see how it goes.
Amazing. So this live stream is gonna stop now, and we're gonna go over to the Facebook page. So if you haven't already joined us, there's a box on the screen which will show you how to join us. So yeah, if you're ready, we're ready to go.
Thank you. So I hope you can see me. It's all good now. So I hope everyone's doing well today. And so a little bit, as I said in the introduction,